Hello. I just wanted to share a quick scripture with you guys and just kind of talk a little bit about it. And so it's coming out of the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and it'll be from verse 7 to 11. 7 to 11. um, and so it's talking about God's discipline and how it proves his love. So, starting at verse 7, it says, "As you endure this divine discipline, remember that God is treating you as his own children. Who ever heard of a child who is never disciplined by its father? If God doesn't discipline you as he does all of his children, it means that you are illegitimate and are not really his children at all. Since we respected our earthly fathers who disciplined us, shouldn't we submit even more to the discipline of the Father of our spirit and live forever? For our earthly fathers disciplined us for a few years, doing the best they knew how." I like that it pointed that out because, for some of us, we could be like, well, I wasn't raised with my father. I only had the discipline of my mother. But here the Bible is telling us the best they knew how. So whether they were there or not, you know what I mean? But God is saying here, but God's discipline is always good for us so that we might share in his holiness. The point of discipline is it's correction. It's to keep you on the right path. You know what I mean? If there's actions for our consequences, right? So if you were to go and steal something, there's an action for there's an action for that. There's a consequence, for that action. And so you have to learn, you know what I mean? No discipline is enjoyable while it is happening. It's painful, but afterward there will be peace, a peaceful harvest of right living for those who are trained in this way. So of course, think about when you were a child, right? And you got in trouble for something you might have done. It doesn't feel good in the moment. No, it does not. But as you mature, right? Like say now you're an adult, right? And you think back on that discipline, you're grateful for it. You're grateful. It kept you on the right path, right? It kept you in the right way. So I think it's important that we can rejoice in a sense when the Lord corrects us, even if it doesn't feel good. He tells us here too, it's not going to feel good, right? I think also too, because it helps us with our character building. You know what I mean? It's a form of, when you're corrected, you're taking accountability. You have to take accountability for your wrongdoing, and it helps keeps you in that posture of humility and lowliness. You know what I mean? When you take accountability for your wrongdoing. And so we can rejoice when the Lord corrects us, because if he doesn't, the Bible tells us right here, whoever heard of a child who is never disciplined by its father? If God doesn't discipline you as he does all of his children, it means that you are illegitimate and are not really his children at all. If God is not correcting you, maybe that's a time to reflect. Do I truly belong to the Lord? Nobody's perfect. You're not out here just being perfect and the Lord's not correcting you. That's not true. It doesn't matter the status that you're in. There's always something, you know what I mean? No matter how big or small it may be, The Lord may have told you to do something, you didn't do it, and then he called you out on it. That's correction. So I just wanted to share that to encourage you, listen for the Lord's correction, lean into it, be thankful for it. And that was Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7 through 11. God bless you guys.